question number 4. And this is, again, I've heard this from many different areas, and we've all heard this number thrown out, that it would cost us, the taxpayers, $430 million over 5 years to create this bureaucracy that has been called. And that would only result in 7 new charter schools each year. Is it true? $430 million. Who would like to take a first stab at this? Professor, you're a money person.
I'm a money person. $430 million is a lot of money, but it really isn't that much more than the $370 million that the Atlanta public school system has wasted on its air conditioning system.
So you're saying we could have operated 7 charter schools, 35 charter schools for 5 years for what that one air conditioner costs?
Something like it.
Over what it should have cost.
But seriously, I think we've argued that there really is no new bureaucracy being created. There are going to be some commissioners that will do this on a volunteer basis. There may be some staff connected with this, and you would know the numbers about what that staff costs, but there's no way it's $430 million. It's questionable where that money came from. And not just talking about the charter schools and the startup charter schools and what they need from the state, all of the things that they need, because they're following all the same regulations as state schools, the health and safety regulations and so on and so forth, all those basic regulations that are necessary. The state is already doing that anyway. And so the state will not need to hire any additional staff at the Department of Education level. So the money, the $430 million can't be accounted for there. And in addition, every startup charter school takes 3% of its revenues and pays it to the state for the services the state is providing. So the charters are paying their way. So there's no bureaucracy. And in fact, the charters have managed to do this so efficiently that they are able to pay for the state services not with 3%, but with only 2%. Okay? So, but every charter school, off the top of the revenue and out of the EMOs comes a small fee that goes and pays for the services that they're using from the State Board of Education. So it's actually not costing the taxpayer at all. It's actually saving the taxpayer money, and we can get that into that sort of later on how that's.
Well, the other thing that I would add about this projection, and that's exactly what it is, it's a big assumption that the commission would approve 7 schools each year for 5 years. That's not in law. There's nothing that says that will happen. I'm going to tell you, it's hard to get a charter school approved, whether it's at the local level or at the state or when we had the commission. The commission, many more are turned down than approved. You really have to prove you know what you're doing and you can reach the goals that you've stated. So the first year the commission was in operation, they approved 2 charter schools. So this is a projection. It might be 1. It might be 10 in 1 year and 2 in the next. We don't know that. But it's kind of like, I was told the other day, I had a guy trying to sell me this franchise opportunity, and he said, I believe it's called ACN. Anybody heard of that? You're supposed to be able to get your own website. You can sell them direct TV and radio, all your utilities and all that. He said, you can just get 1,000 of your friends to sign up for this. You will make $10,000 just signing them up. Well, that just sounds wonderful, but that's a bad assumption. I don't have 1,000 friends.
Anybody else on this particular subject?
Again, with just about every argument they made, a simple application of mathematics. Now look, I'm not smart enough to teach at Georgia Tech. That's Dr. Reese. I was smart enough barely to get in. And they did teach me a little math there, but let's just follow this one for a second. 1.6 million Georgians go to public school right now. The average student cost, state, local, and federal dollars, is almost $9,000. For the charter school, if this amendment passes, the average cost will be $5,500, rather 62%, about $5,500. So if you have the same 1.6 million kids, now look, the day after this passes, it's not like 100,000 new kids are going to magically appear or disappear. You're going to have the same number of kids. So if you have the same number of kids, and right now they're costing you $9,000, And for every one that goes to the charter school, you save 38%. How does that cost you more? More kids don't magically show up or disappear. All you'll have is that pie, and a portion of it will go to a lower cost system. So again, by applying just basic math, you can tell not only is this not going to cost you money as a taxpayer, it's going to save you money as a taxpayer.
Well, that kind of segues